Bella, you there?
I am now. Hi.
Good evening. I do apologize for the delay.
Oh, no worries.
I was supposed to cam up. My computer acting up. I just said we can do it like this. Is this okay?
But yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Let me just finish something up real quick. If you want to, won't you go ahead and introduce yourself and
Uh,
your TikTok and your specific TikTok.
my TikTok is Bella Speak Truth. Um, yeah, I've
That all that
actually
we
TikTok is Bella Speak Truth. Um, yeah, I've
that all that
actually
we that we
guidance in that area.
Oh man, don't do that. All right. You just basically, I just want you to introduce yourself, who you are, where you from, and then dive right into the specific video,
Okay,
and we can go from there.
cool. Well, I'm Bella B. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and my TikTok is Bella Speak Truth. Where are you from?
Bella, speak truth. What's the inspiration behind that name?
I actually changed it a couple of times since I've been on TikTok. But the Bella Speak Truth is just for random things I feel like speaking on. I'm not sure if you've looked through some of my videos, but yeah, just
And is it
yeah,
all
and just
opinion based, or is it just
yes, all of it is opinion based. Experience, opinion, same difference to me, but yeah.
okay? Yep, I actually enjoy scrolling, and I took my time. I didn't watch every single video, but I did enjoy the content that you put out. May I ask what started your journey?
COVID.
And COVID. Okay, so let's go back 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everybody on Facebook was talking about it, so I eventually said, "Screw it, let's go see what it's about." And at first I was just watching, but after a while, I figured I'd try to get into creating content. But I really didn't take that seriously until probably 2024 ish. So,
Oh my God, you seem like a pro. If I'm just if I'm just a novice watching, you definitely seem like you've been doing it a long time.
oh, I'll
So
take it. Thank you.
2020 COVID happens.
Mhm.
You say I can do this. You jump in. You start doing it.
Mhm.
Um, I want to say what gave you the confidence to just hit that button and say, all right, I'm gonna do this probably 2 to 3 times a week and keep it going.
After watching so many other people start their journeys with just posting up their phones and getting into whatever content they were wanting to talk about.
Okay. Okay. I think we about ready. We can fast forward
Okay.
right into the date from here. How did this go? How did this begin?
Oh man. I met this gentleman, this asshole, I should say, but this guy on the BOK app. We chatted on there for 2 to 3 days and we exchanged numbers. Um, and I mean, I don't know what you're looking for specifically, but
No,
that's
no.
where
Okay. Let me stop here. What drew you specifically to the BOK app?
I kept seeing ads on it. I'm sorry, I kept seeing ads about it here on TikTok.
Me too, right? A thousand ads, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see the ads, you like, all right. This is something I may want to try.
Right. I was like, I mean, it might be worth it. I mean, other black folk, look, I'm one who loves black love, so that's what I'm that's what I was looking for. So I figured, like you said, I'll give it a try.
Okay, so you're creating your profile. You did you have a type? Did you have a preference?
Um, I mean, they had to be within a certain distance to me that would make sense. What I found in some dating sites is that some people are okay with long distance, and that's just not something I'm okay with. So he was in the preferred distance that I was looking for. And I mean, he's not a bad looking guy at all. So then, of course, that's what led to me swiping right on him.
Okay. I don't want to get lost and backtrack or go anywhere else. But is this your actual first date on the website?
For BOK, yes.
Okay. So go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we exchanged numbers. We talked for about a day by phone, so I was able to hear his voice and vice versa. I liked everything that I heard. I mean, he's 40 years old. My cap was 40. I'm like, I don't want to go over for, I'm 35, so I didn't want to go over the age of 40. Where he lived, the distance was reasonable. We could meet halfway within a 20 to 30-minute drive. So, that was a plus. And a lot of the things he was talking about as far as his long-term goals matched up with mine. So I figured, hey, why not?
This was on his face, just you looking at his profile, or this was through conversation you learning this?
This was through conversation after we exchanged numbers.
Okay, may I back up just a little bit? May I
Mhm.
ask what specifically about his profile or conversation that made you even agree to meet him?
Well, to go back a little bit further, to even have a phone conversation with him, to even give him a number to contact me, he's really easy on the eyes. At least I thought he was easy on the eyes. Um, and then what we were messaging back and forth as far as like what we were both looking for.
Okay, chemistry was there. Everything seemed good. No red flags at this point, correct?
Right, right, yes.
Okay. Let's walk us through the first date.
Um, we met in Rockwall actually. It was pouring down raining. We were supposed to meet at the harbor in Rockwall. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the harbor, but the harbor is a small shopping area. I mean, extremely small, but it's a beautiful site because it overlooks Lake Ray Hubbard. Um, there's a AMC, I believe, or cinema. There's a movie theater. I forget which one it is. It's actually a beautiful place to be. I mean, people are out there all the time taking Sweet 16 photos, engagement photos, like all kind of things. It's just a beautiful place. But it was pouring down raining, so at the last minute, we decided to meet at Chili's, which is right there off of 30 as well. Once we met each other at Chili's, we were like, the weather has gotten a lot better. We can go ahead and go to the harbor like we had planned to do. And we went to Gloria's, made our reservation. It was packed out there that day. I don't know why, but it was just a lot of people. So
Who picked Glorious? I'm sorry.
sorry,
Who picked the restaurant?
I did.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So we put in our we walked up, put I gave him my name and number for a reservation, and we were able to just go and walk around. We walked and we talked and laughed, and I mean, let's be honest. When you have one of those moments, especially on the first date, where somebody is like keeping up with the conversation
Come
and
on.
you laugh and they're like, he wasn't missing a beat, you start thinking long term. And that's exactly what I did. I was
Okay.
like, he might have a good head on his shoulders. He might be legit. And
Okay.
so they text me and say, "Hey, your table is ready at Gloria's." And of course, we head over. We sit outside. It was a nice breeze after the rain. Um, we sit down. We order our drinks. We order appetizers, and we get further into conversation. And then literally out of nowhere, he's like, "Why did you give me a fake number?" And I was so
This
confused.
is mid conversation.
This is mid conversation. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it threw me off. I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, you gave me a text now number." I'm like, "I don't know what text now is, but I'm like," he's like, "I know it's not your real number. Why did you give me a fake number?" And I'm like, "Well, I was in the middle of talking or whatever, so fuck that, I guess." But um, I gave you that number. I do that with everybody, like, or any date I go on, but essentially everybody. So like, why would you think that you're the exception? And I don't know. It just seemed like whatever it was about that conversation, he flipped, but it wasn't as extreme as it was as I explained in my video. It was more like it was very subtle. It was more of a, "Oh, okay, I was just asking" kind of question.
Okay.
Um so he's like, "Yeah, why did you give me this text now number?" I explained it to him. He's like, "Oh, okay, so you're trying to keep yourself safe and so on and so forth. You're not the first woman who's told me that." So then I thought to myself, "Why the fuck did you ask me if you knew?" I
But
know.
everything's still so far so good though, right?
It did, yeah.
Besides this little small hiccup.
Right. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
Yep. So we leave Gloria's and we decided to, since we're in Rockwall, I wanted to go to Deep Ellum. Like he was wanting to extend the night. And it really wasn't even dark outside completely by the time we left Gloria. So I'm like, it's still an early night. Why waste it? So the thing about going to Deep Ellum from where I live is pretty much driving in a circle, and I didn't want to have to do that. So we left his car at a Walmart parking lot off of, I want to say it was Beltline, off of 30. And we drove my car to Deep Ellum. We went out, we had our fun. And it was great. After that, there was no sort of like, I should be aware that this guy might not be stable. I should be concerned that this man might be off his fucking rocker. It was a truly amazing night until we made it back to the Walmart parking lot so he can get back to his vehicle and go home. That, oh, man,
no, you
he
good, you
just
good. Take
flipped
your time. But my
the
ask you this,
whole.
you all did have drinks earlier that day.
We did. I think
Okay.
we had. I know I had two at Gloria's, and I want to say maybe he had one. But when we went to Deep Ellum, I mean, it's you're bar hopping, so of course we were drinking there too.
Okay. I'm not familiar, and just in case the audience is not familiar, could you let us know what are these locations and where are they located?
So Deep Ellum is like it's a downtown Dallas area full of bars. Is I mean it's a bar scene pretty much. If you're looking to have a good time, you're looking to you don't have anything else to do pretty much, go out and bar hop. Deep Ellum place to be or Uptown. We didn't go to Uptown, but I'm saying Uptown as a suggestion.
Okay. Okay, so
Mhm.
this is y'all first date, y'all drinking. Did y'all talk about socially drinking before even going out?
No.
Did you
Mm-mm.
kind of gauge him and see if he could handle himself with alcohol?
I until this experience, to be completely honest with you, I don't think that I've ever stopped to gauge any adult to see whether or
Okay.
not they can handle alcohol.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. So what?
Mhm.
Walmart parking lot.
I should add that because I did more drinking than he did that
Okay.
first date, he drove my vehicle back. And I mean, the man was like swerving on the road, I mean, on the freeway. Before we even left the downtown area, he was driving up one way streets that were for opposite directions, if that makes sense.
Wow.
So, fortunately, in our case, like nobody else was on the road or on that particular street to where, we avoided accidents and he did it twice. But I was like far too intoxicated that I'm like, I could maybe get us back to where we're going. But I knew that he was a better fit, in my opinion, to get us back to Walmart. So until we made it to the freeway, and he's like, what can I do to be better for you? And I don't understand what it is that I'm doing wrong. And he's like staring at me and not focused on the road. So he's swerving.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna need you to focus on the road. I mean, because there's
What
really nowhere to pull over on
was
the.
that in it? Was that energy there at all? Or was it just purely awkward and it felt unsafe at that moment?
What do you mean? What the energy was there?
'Cause you say he just came out of nowhere and was. I'm assuming he's asking you, can we be together? Or
Right. That's when he started like the whole what can I do to be better for you? But I was mostly focused on the way he was driving. Like I'm gonna need you to get it together. Let's focus on
what
the
you say?
road
Let's
first.
let's focus on that. Okay.
Right, right. But he didn't start really going in on the whole be with me now bullshit until we made it back to the Walmart parking lot.
Okay, that's me
Um
moving too fast. I apologize. Go ahead.
no, 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 you're good. You're good. You're good. So we park and he hops out the car and I get into the driver's seat of my car and I'm like, okay, I'm only about 15, 20 minutes away from home. I can get the rest of the way home. But he just, the driver's side window was down. It was down in the first place. And he's just like, what can I do? Like, I already know you're a good woman. There isn't anything that you need to explain to me. There isn't anything you need to wait for me to see about you. I see it already. You keep yourself up. You smell good. Um, I see what you're driving, which I drive. It's not that it's a bad car, but I drive a Toyota. So it's like, I don't know
Reliable.
what that comment, but hey. So he's like, I see what you drive. I see how you keep it, you know, the something about keeping up with my vehicle. I don't know what the hell that meant, but whatever. And I'm just like, let me think about it. Well, what is there to think about? I don't know you. This is
Wow.
literally our first meeting in person. So why would I not have the right to wait and think about if I want to jump into something? Now, don't get me wrong. And I think I might have said this in my video too. There are people who meet somebody and immediately jump into a relationship and they are together for 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years. But that doesn't always work out for everybody.
That's true.
And I felt like in this situation, that was not something that was going to work for me. So you're damn right. I'm going to take a step back and I need to think about this. I have kids to think about. I have a lifestyle to think about. He has things to think about. I have a family. When you get with somebody, and then the saying goes, when you marry someone, you're marrying into that family. So it's to me, I don't take relationships lightly. So I wasn't looking to jump into something just to say I was in it. So I was
Is it
trying
fair
to
to say?
explain.
Is it fair to say you were looking to be courted? And I don't know. That just seemed a bit fast, but it seems like you probably wanted to be courted. You old fashioned, or
I
am I
mean, even if we,
pointing in the
to answer
right
your
direction?
question, yeah, you are absolutely. But I mean, even if we didn't take it to all the way back in the day with our grandparents, or hell, even with our parents, how they dated. Even if we didn't go all the way back to that point in time, like allow me to see you for you, the good, bad, and the ugly. Like but even if I didn't want to wait through all 3 or 4, 5, 10 seasons, depending on the person you ask, there's so many different seasons to see somebody through. Allow me to wait and decide for myself how I want to proceed.
Okay.
And he wasn't really giving me that opportunity. And at this point, I'm starting to sober up because we have been sitting there for a while. And some people will probably think, well, why didn't she just drive off? My car's already started. I had my seatbelt on. I was fully ready to go. Like, why not drive off? Well, I didn't want his crazy ass to follow me home. I mean, and then that was the other aspect of it was like, he's like, oh, we're already out this late. I'm closer to your end than I am to my end, which
Oh, he
I
was
guess
trying to
turns
come
out,
home. He was trying to come home
yeah, he
with you.
was. He was
Oh
like,
man.
he said, I'm not trying to move in. He was like, I just, let me come lay my head down at your place for a while. I'm not trying to do anything with you. And I'm like, I'm just not comfortable with it. Because if
Yeah.
this goes south, like that's my peace. Like my home is my peaceful place. And like, you know, he'll know where my place is at. And I'm like, no. So I didn't drive off. Um, After some time, I guess he just he was aggravated and he started yanking on my car door. Like quite literally like yanking on the door. Like I can't really describe it, but you could see like the inside of the car door, like I won't say buckling because it didn't buckle, but you could see it moving. And I was
Is this you saying good night? I had a good time. I'm driving off,
right.
and he's
Well,
not
I
done
hadn't.
talking.
Yeah, but he was like, let me come home with you. Let me just come lay down with you at your
He kept
place
pressing it.
for a
He
little
just
while.
kept pressing it, kept pressing it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Okay. Okay. So, you did explain in your it's not a no in the same video you did explain. No, I believe in the part two you clarified the ride back home and what you were thinking. Could you give me an
Right.
order?
I think, to be honest, looking back on it, I think by the time I started to drive off, I was fed up because I knew that I was heavily intoxicated and I was still coming down off of being intoxicated and ready to get on the freeway. I'm thinking, okay, if I hightail it home, then that'll lessen the possibility of him, hightailing it right behind me, following me. Well, then I run into traffic. He ended up calling me, and I believe his mom had told him, like, if you plan on ever really having a woman in your life, like long term, you're gonna have to straighten up your attitude. So, you did scare me. You did come across extremely aggressive, but let's just wait and see like how we're feeling tomorrow and kind of go from there or whatever. See like how we're feeling tomorrow and kind of go from there or whatever. At this point, I was tired. I was done talking about it. I just wanted to get home. So he's like, well, just let me know when you pull up in the driveway and all that. And less than a 60-second call. And I came on in the house and went to sleep.
No extra calls from him, no text messages.
Nope. Not that night. Mm-mm.
Is
Nope. Not that night. Mm-mm.
okay. You did mention it was around the holidays, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
the 4th of July. So you had time to sleep on it. You
Yeah.
celebrated the fourth,
Yep.
and I believe what
The next day was the fourth, and we did hang out. That was our second date
on the fourth.
on the fourth. Mm-hmm.
Okay, man, I stopped right here. A lot of people would have left it alone after the first date. What truly made you give it a second chance?
When he called after I'd driven off, to be completely honest, when he called, um, because initially when I said that I didn't want to drive off because I didn't want the possibility of him following me home, I knew in my mind then I'm never talking to him again. But I gotta play this cool right now so I know that I'm safe. And then once I'm able to get away from this dude, I'm never talking to him again. So once we parted ways and I was stuck in traffic, like I was saying, when he called and apologized, and especially when he referenced that his mother and his sister got on to him, I guess previously, maybe a previous relationship or situation, I don't know. He didn't elaborate, but they had gotten on to him saying, hey, pretty much if you want to be married like you claim you do, and you really want a solid woman in your life, you're gonna have to straighten up. So for him to even like share that with me, I thought it meant something.
Okay,
And so the next day I'm like, hey, let's kind of sort of forget about what happened last night. We were both intoxicated. I was blaming it on that. And, let's, if you're available, let's go out again.
okay. So I'm assuming he agreed.
Mhm.
You
This night we we actually went back to Deep Ellum.
oh man. Okay. Your choice
Yeah.
again or what? What was this?
It was my idea for us to hang out again in the first place, and so we couldn't come up with anything else. So that second night we hung out, I hate to even call it a date, but whatever. He suggested maybe let's just go back to Deep Ellum and try a couple of different bars we didn't get a chance to go to the night before.
Okay, so he enjoyed this stuff. Is he a native or was he is he
Hmm.
somebody visiting? Oh, okay, so he's from there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so y'all on the second day, things seem to be going good. What's happening now?
This time we drove his car. Um, I did. I look. I was like, I'm not familiar with where I can and cannot park my car. So he gave me his address, and I parked my car on the side of the road in his community, and then we took his car, so he drove. Um, but I mean, it was I don't know, starting the night out. I mean, it was fun. We pre-gamed at his place, took a couple of well in the car, took a couple of shots, and then we were on our way. And that particular night, because it was the fourth, like Deep Ellum was packed with people. So I just knew we were about to go out there and have us a fucking blast. But that's not what happened.
It did not happen, huh? Okay, okay. If we can stop it from right here though, if you had to compare it to the first day, which one was better?
I would say the second night only because the nerves of when you first meet somebody, especially when it comes to online dating. Like the nerves of when you first meet that person in person, like you're still nervous, but you're not as nervous as you were like the first time that y'all hung out. So that second night, it seemed like everything was a little bit more relaxed. We had further discussed like what happened the night before, and we both seemingly brushed it to the side and was trying to move forward.
That makes sense. Okay, was it a turning point where you just knew it? All right, this not gonna work.
Yes. At one point in my video, I mentioned that the bar we went to, one of the bars we went to, it was a restaurant downstairs, but upstairs was like the club area. So we get up there. Let me also add that we left to go to Deep Ellum pretty early to get good parking. So when we made it to this particular bar, club, whatever, it was kind of dead. So we sat in there for a little while. We had, I want to say, two or three drinks. I mean, we're having a great time. And then as I guess people started coming in and drinking, and then the music got louder and all of that. He started accusing me of looking at other men out of nowhere.
Wow.
He had gone up to the bar to get a mixed drink for me. I forget what I ordered, but on his way back, I saw him, laughing with a couple of other guys. I figured he knew them. I don't know. And he brings me my drink and he sits down next to me and he says, yeah, he said, don't think that I didn't see you looking at this NIGGA that was walking out a couple minutes ago. I was like, what the hell? I, I wasn't looking at anybody. I was like, you can't be serious. He's like, just know that I saw you. I'm like, all right, I'm laughing it off, like, what the fuck ever. Maybe, shit, I don't know.
Is
Maybe
this
this
a
is a
red
joke.
flag? Let me ask you that. Is this a red flag for you, or do you think this is kind of cute? Like, all right, yeah, he's a little jealous. I can
I
work
mean,
with
keep
it.
in keep in mind, I said that like we were already like two or three drinks in. So I'm not. I mean, it just rolled off my shoulders a little bit. I kind of brushed it off, like I'm not feeding into this. So I didn't feed into it literally. So I mean, I can't even tell you that it may or may not have been jealousy. It may or may not have been something cute and sexy. I literally paid no attention to it the first time he said it.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So you brushed it off.
Brushed it off.
the The night is still young.
Yeah. That drink he brought back over, like I slowed down with my drinking because I was like, this is like, I'm just gonna go with drink number three. So I was like, yeah, it's still early and I'm already on the third drink. I want to let me slow down so I can enjoy the rest of the night. And he just like, I don't, okay, let me back up. I don't know about other women, But like with me, when I'm out and about and I see like a woman who's like sexy and who's fine, or one who has on like a very nice outfit, like, damn, that's a nice outfit, and damn, that looks good on her. Like, so I'm looking at hairstyles, I'm looking at outfits. There was a chick who walked past me who had on a similar outfit to me, but mine were shorts and hers were pants. And I was like, damn, I wish I could ask her where she ordered that from, because I would more than likely get that same outfit. So then he continues with this. You're not really looking at women in outfits like you looking at these niggas. You look, you checking out other men. Like, why don't you just go talk to them? And I was like, at that point, I'm like, you are starting to show me that you are insecure. Like,
Is this a turn off for you?
it wasn't an immediate turn off. It was more so of a that yellow flag. That's when it popped up for me, and I'm like, okay, I think he either might be the like extreme jealous type. Then I started thinking maybe he's been cheated on before, and maybe the woman who cheated probably left for a man who had more money, or it's always, or it's always, we always assume that it's for somebody who has more of something. You know what I'm saying? So I started in
That's
that
true.
sense giving him the benefit of the doubt. For at the time, I didn't even call it craziness. It was more of a maybe he's been through something that's caused him to be this way.
Okay. So again, you're overlooking it. You red looking
Hmm.
green at this point.
Right.
Night still young. What's
Hmm.
next?
So we leave that bar and we head over to another bar. And forgive me, I do not remember the names of these
No,
bars,
you okay?
but the bar we do, it's like an arcade game setup. So you can go in there and play pool. You can go in there and shoot basketball. You can throw footballs around. They have Pac-Man. So you can go in there and just get drunk and play games. Um, we get in there and he asked me if I want another drink. I told him yes. And then he asked me if I wanted to play any games. I told him yes. And some of the games you could use dollar bills. Other games you had to like swipe your card. And then other games you needed like coins or something like that. So he's like, I'm gonna go to the bar. I gotta exchange some, larger bills for smaller bills, get some coins, and so on and so forth. And we actually had a great time in that bar. Like, I think there we had maybe two drinks. And as we're leaving out, I was like, well, it's time to go to the next bar. Like, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling
Come
these
on,
drinks. I'm
come
having.
on. Shit, you was tight. Come on.
So let's time to leave this one and go to the next one. And we're leaving out of the bar. And at this point, the streets are packed. I mean, packed with people, to where it's like, if you're not holding hands with the person or the people you showed up with, you more than likely getting lost in the crowd. So walking out of the bar, I don't know where or why. It's this weird step off, like a curb, or I don't know. And so, of course, I don't see it. I don't know that it's there. I trip. And that's when all hell broke loose. He's like, what the F is wrong with you? I'm like, what? I said, I literally just tripped.
Time out. So
And
you stumble. I'm assuming
mhm.
he's trying to help you.
No, he didn't try to help me.
Don't
He
do that.
literally turned and looked at me like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Tighten up, huh? Yeah,
In my video, I said that I tripped over my own feet because, well, if you don't know that a step off, a curb, or whatever you want to call it is there, it's kind of sort of like tripping over yourself, at least to me.
it is.
So he's like, what the F is wrong with you? And then he points out two police officers across the street, who were on horses. So he's like, you have them staring at us. He said one officer pulled out his phone and was about to record us. I was like, all that because I tripped? What the hell? So he's like, at this point, he just starts getting loud and he's like, you're trying to get me arrested for domestic violence. And that's when something in my mind was like, ding, ding, fucking ding, bitch.
This the turning
Like,
point. This is it.
yes, Yes, this is the energy you've been picking up on and brushing off this entire fucking time. This man is a lunatic. Like something's wrong with something's fucking wrong with him. And so he's like, "You're trying to get me arrested."
Oh
And as I'm
shit.
talking to him and trying to explain to him that there's nothing that I would do to ever put him in a position to get arrested, I know how to handle my liquor and I know when to stop.
Okay.
So he's like, nah, F that, F that. You're a woman. You're a black woman on top of that. You think they give a damn if a black man, you trip over yourself and you're standing with a black man, they just gonna arrest me and take me. And I was like, what the? Like, I mean,
Buddy.
he just did a complete like 360. And I was like,
Well,
I have to be honest. He probably got even more pissed with me because I started laughing. I thought he was playing.
oh shit. Yeah, he definitely got pissed. Well, man, at this time, are you looking at him like, okay, he's intoxicated? He's definitely different. Is he? Is it not the
Um,
same person?
I think because of the level I was at as far as being intoxicated, I did not see his level of intoxication.
Makes
I'm
sense.
I'm a very like literal person, and what I mean by that is him coming and saying something about me tripping on my feet or on the curb or whatever. I That's where my mind was at. I was still focused on I tripped over myself. The police are not worried about that. So I'm literally focused on calming the situation down because I think it's about the curb, me fall, or not falling, but tripping and all of that. And the whole time with him, I guess it was maybe about his image. It was maybe about what he thought the situation was. So, but to answer your question though, I wasn't paying attention to maybe we're both just drunk as hell right now.
Okay.
That did
Yeah.
not cross my mind at all.
Okay. Okay. So that happens. I'm assuming this is the turning point. This is where you like, all right. Are you trying to leave at this point, or you like, all right, let's hit another bar?
No, not leave immediately, but also no, not head to another bar. We were walking back towards where his car was parked at this point in time, but we didn't know what we were doing. If we were going to cut up a street and go to another bar, or if we were going to go ahead and head to the car and leave. Um, what ended up changing or making it that point where I said, fuck it, let's just go ahead and leave was like at one point he literally like we stopped walking and he was right in my face. I don't even know how else to say that. He was right like directly in my face like screaming. And for
About
like something about it was still about the police officers, and it was something about they recorded him on their phone. One of the officers pulled out his phone and was recording us.
oh, he wasn't
And
letting this. He wasn't letting this go. This was
he
serious.
did not. But to be honest as well, I think at one point, I think I disassociated to keep it real. He was harping so much and wouldn't stop talking to the point where I could speak and get across what it is that I was trying to say. There was one point in time I found myself like staring off into space. And like anything that he said to me at that point, I have to be honest, it was going in one ear and out the other. I didn't hear shit that he said because I felt like it was an out of body experience. I literally just stopped thinking for it could have been hell, I don't know, 2, 3 minutes, but it felt like forever. Um, I was just staring off into space. I can't tell you what I was thinking. I can't tell you what I was feeling. It was more so of a it's like watching an old school VHS where and then you mute the sound, like you're out of it. And he was just in my face yelling. Like people were walking by and looking like what the hell is happening. The people who were across the street, because keep in mind it's bars on both sides of the street. The street are blocked off, so people are all in the street and everything. Like people were walking by and looking at us, and just a couple people stopped and started staring. But I
And
was
just to
so far out of it.
and just to clarify for myself and the audience, you drove.
This night he drove.
Okay, he drove. So
Mhm.
ah
Yeah.
man, how are you feeling about that? He's screaming. He's also the person who took you to where you are.
Um, it wasn't until I came to that I had decided it's time for us to leave. Let's just go ahead and leave. And so I just remember telling him, fuck it, let's leave. And he kept yelling something. At this point, I don't know what the hell he was yelling about. It could have been the same thing. And I'm like, let's take me back to my car. We'll never talk again. You don't have to worry about that. Take me back to my car. And he gets in my face again and he's yelling. He's like, no, baby, please, baby, please. Like, at this point, he's not just in my face. He's literally like, I wish we were on like video where I could actually show you, but he's literally in my face and like touching my face.
But the aggression is
Like,
gone.
yeah, so he's like, baby, please. Well, you know, I can't even say the aggression was gone. I think it was one of those fake attempts to get me to not want to leave. So he probably, maybe he thought I need to calm the fuck down right now, but I don't think that he had full intention on actually being calm and being cool. I think he was trying to disarm me by making me think that he had calmed down and really he didn't. But he just kept touching my face, and at this point, I just start yelling. I'm like, stop fucking touching me. Get the fuck away from me. Back up away from me. We're leaving. Take me back to my car. And it seemed like something just clicked in this dude because he's like, baby, let's just stop all this bullshit. He was like, man, I love you. I know you love me. I was like, what
I
the?
done that spit my drink out. It's the second day.
I was like, what the fuck? Out of pure confusion. I was like, out of everything that just happened, what? And then this, I don't even know you enough to love you, but don't even get me on that part yet. Like he just, I don't know. He just calmed down like nothing happened. Like nothing at all happened. And I was like, is, am I tripping right now? Like, is this really happening? I was like, no, take me back to my car. He was like, no. I was like, no. I said, cool. I ended up calling one of my girlfriends. And then at this point, he's like, he says this verbatim. He said, oh, so now you want to call your people. He's like, I'm about to take my phone out and record you because you're not about to set me up.
Wow.
And then he kept running up on me at this point and getting in my face. And at this point, because it was pretty late, my girlfriend picks up and she was like, what's going on? And all you can hear in the background is this man yelling. Like she couldn't even hear me talking, even though my phone was to my fucking face. And she's like, friend, like, where are you at? What's going on? Like, if you don't tell me something, I'm gonna call the police, so on and so forth. And I said, well, I'm gonna try to Uber back to my car because I had his address. So I'm just gonna Uber to my car. And she's like, all right, find out how long it's gonna take to get to your car. And she's like, I'm gonna set a timer. And if you don't call me by the time that timer goes off, which means you've made it to your car, I'm calling the police because now I know I know where you'll be because I sent her a screenshot of his address, excuse me. And so let me back up a little bit. Before I made it to that point, something happened to where I said, fuck it, let's leave. And he finally agreed. So he was walking ahead of me. In a split second, it crossed my mind to duck off down a random road to try to order the Uber. And that's
So
what I did. And
you
then
had no intentions of getting back in that car with him.
not at that point, no. No.
Okay.
Not at all. And I ducked off as soon as I'm about to hit the order on the Uber. He comes around the corner, hooping and hollering, and this is right before I called my friend, so I skipped that part. But he's like, no, because I'm the last person who was seen with you. If something happens to you, they're not about to blame me. So that scared me too, because I was like, who thinks like that? Like, what? Who says that kind of
Who
shit
says
unless you
some
have,
shit like that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
unless you have some piss poor intentions. So by this point in time, he tried to snatch my phone from me. Um I was like, whoa. So that's what prompted me to just call somebody. So I called my girlfriend because she was the last person I sent the text message to, just like, hey, girl, I'm going out with this guy I met, so on and so forth. So I call her. It took forever for her to answer, but keep in mind, like I said, it was pretty late. And that's when the whole ordeal went down. He's in the background yelling, I'm going to record you, I'm going to do this and that. And I was like, well, I'm just going to order an Uber. But he was adamant on no, because if something happens to you, I'm the last person who was seen with you. Some way, somehow, he was able to convince me to leave with him to take me back to my car. And looking back, I'm like, I thank God that nothing happened, but that was one of the dumbest fucking things I could have ever did.
As far as what?
Getting back in the car with him, trusting that he would take me to my car.
Did he? I'm confused. I thought he took you back.
That's what I'm saying. At this point in time, I was going to order the Uber, but he's like, no. Because he said he was the last person to be seen with me. So if something happened,
Right. He's adamant
right,
about it.
right. So some way, somehow, he convinced me to leave with him. So we left together, and he drove. Pretty much, he drove home, and because I was parked by his house, he drove me to my car.
Okay.
But
You ever?
inside of that, what I'm saying is the that wasn't the luck. I mean, fortunately, like I said, thank God he
Yeah,
did what
nothing
he said he was
happens.
going to
Yeah,
do. That's in my car, right? But anything could have happened.
that's true.
Hmm.
That is definitely true. And okay, after you stopped seeing them, this was one of my. This is like the highlight for me. What made you even think about or just reminisce on anything about this guy after that last incident?
Um, what do you mean exactly?
Because at that point, I believe it's the part three, and you're actually saying there is no part three, but you were just giving the audience an update on what's going on. So I'm trying
Oh,
to
I see.
back up, and I'm asking like, what made you even? Because two horrible dates. You kind of
Hmm.
see this is not going nowhere. I'm just asking out of curiosity. What made you even think about him after that?
After fully having an opportunity to vent to my girlfriend, the same friend who I called, um, something she asked me that stood out was, "What do you think he's hiding?" And
Mm,
I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "His behavior comes across like he's hiding something or he's ashamed of something." And I thought, "Damn, okay, she might have a point there." And so out of curiosity, I decided to run a background check on being verified on him.
okay, real quick.
And
So
mhm,
friend asking the question is what sparked the decision to to do the
right,
background check.
right,
Wow,
yeah.
that is crazy. Okay, come on.
I run a background check on the number he gave me. Turns out that number wasn't his real number either.
Wow.
So yeah, he made a big fuss about me not giving him my real number when he did the same thing. So I found that to be interesting. But then I remembered that he gave me his address for me to park my car by his house. So I look up the address and I didn't have his full name. Um, I
And
actually
and
had
this is you in
to,
real time just backtracking with this information.
right,
That is
yes,
crazy.
yeah.
Detective Bella
So
in the building.
I
Let's go.
remember him telling me his birthday. That's how I was able to find him on Ben Verified. And it turns out the name he gave me wasn't his fucking name.
It wasn't his name.
It wasn't his name. I
So
didn't share that part of my video.
fake number, fake name.
Hmm.
This is crazy.
Yeah. So I took that information. I ran it through a couple of counties here in Texas. I ran it through Dallas, Tarrant County, and a couple more. And he came back with, he was not convicted per se, but he was arrested and is still on his record for choking out a family member. So I want to say maybe it was an ex he was living with at the
Wow.
time.
Wow.
Um, he's currently on the run from a warrant issued in November of 2024 um, for choking out an ex. It says impeding airway and stopping blood flow. So, yeah. I mean, so for her to ask, like, what is he hiding? Or he must be ashamed of something. Like, it turned out that she was right.
I don't even think I need to ask. So the background did confirm every instinct you had.
It did. It felt far more scary knowing that, like, in the moments when I was saying, like, he kept getting in my face, I felt like comparing that to his criminal history, it was a damn, I think maybe he was testing a boundary to see how far he can get with me. Um, then I started thinking, like, did he do that with his ex? Because he had like 4 charges of the same thing on his record.
Jesus.
So I'm like, did he test her? Is this how it started out with her? Like, how did I miss the signs? And how did I've never been through anything like that before. So then I was mad at myself for being so forgiving to something that didn't feel good at first. And I should have trusted that, but I didn't. Because I'm like, maybe I'm being too judgmental. Maybe I'm not being fair to him. When in reality, what was presented before me is exactly what I needed to see. But I guess I just didn't want to see it.
Is that something you would normally do?
No, not at
No,
all.
no, no, no.
No.
I'm not saying the latter. Like, would you normally see a red flag and say, "Yup, that's not for me. I'm cutting it off."
Well, in my experience, and this is something I said in my video as well, I haven't been on a lot of dates. I'm not the type of woman who I'm out here dating every time Dick and Harry. I mean, if it's I will like text and speak on the phone, and if it's not something I'm vibing with there, we're definitely not hanging out face to face. So to be 35, I'm almost ashamed, but then again, I'm not ashamed to say it. I haven't ever experienced something like this before. So to answer your question, to see a red flag and think, oh, that's not a red flag. No, that
Okay.
hasn't happened before.
Did this situation change your perspective on dating in total?
Oh, hell no. Yes. Oh, God, yeah.
In what way?
Oh, God. Um, take people at face value. What you see is what it is, more, because you know how our grandparents would tell us, or whomever, coming up is a first impression is a lasting impression. And I, having heard that, but not having lived it before, I didn't listen to that within myself. Like, yeah, he's not a safe dude. He's not a good guy. Um, I wanted there to be some sort of reasonable um, excuse, I guess I can say, to pacify why I overlooked all of those red flags.
Oh, and you said overlook. That's interesting. May I ask you this? If if you can give any viewer any advice on what to look for when dating, what would it be?
Um, Anybody who's looking to rush into a relationship, they're more than likely running from something.
Wow,
And
whoa, whoa. Let's expound on that. Okay, rushing means running.
I
What,
mean, I, they're running from them. Okay, I'll put it like this: they could be running from themselves. They could be running from, a lot of people don't know how to be by themselves. A lot of people don't know how to enjoy their own company. A lot of people hate being alone. So they may be rushing to be in a relationship or in some form of a closeness or commitmentship with somebody else to get away from themselves. And in my experience with this date, this man was literally running away from the law, running away from himself. So yeah, just be very, very, very careful when it comes to someone trying to corner you, saying, hey, be with me, because more than likely they're not actually looking to commit to you, to love you. They need something that they see that you have, then they have no intention on doing right by you. And
That's
it's
true.
dangerous.
That's true. I ask people this a lot too. What is your love style? Is it a fast? Is it a quick spark, or is it a slow burn? Do you like instant chemistry, or do you don't mind taking your time to get to know somebody? And maybe one day I like this person.
I think it's for me an instant chemistry. I haven't ever yet so far in my life, I should say, been in a situation where um, I've met someone and I think I'm not really feeling this person right now. Maybe possibly later. It's usually always a instant chemistry on some level. Like I was saying before with this guy, um, very easy on the eyes, very handsome man. I mean, I may have to go after somebody that's ugly now. I don't know, cause
I'm
like
not. But
the
is it fair for is it don't do that? But is it fair that he made the same assessment? Maybe he said this is a gorgeous woman. This is somebody that's intelligent, etc., etc. Maybe he made the same assessment you made. Maybe it's not running
my
because you said running from something, and that's the only reason I said that.
Mhm.
And maybe it was an instant chemistry for him.
Oh, you're saying like maybe he was like legitimately wanting a relationship with me?
No, I'm asking, does that ever cross the mind? Because you said you also enjoy that. You don't,
Hmm.
yeah, you don't consider a slow burn as being real.
I
So
mean, I wouldn't mind a slow burn, but no, going back to what you were saying about him, maybe I mean possibly. I won't discount it. I mean, there were people, women in the comments saying, "Oh, he was homeless," or he was this or that. I mean, we didn't get that far and get to the point where I would know such intricate details, but I mean, it's always a possibility. You know what I mean? He probably did look at me and say, "Okay, she got her shit together. I'm finally trying to get my shit together. Like we may be a solid team." And then his crazy came out. I don't know.
don't start that
Um,
shit. It's a good segue. What's your take on second chances?
oh, that's tricky. Um, to be honest, I would just say be careful. I mean, a lot of no, truly,
Are you not an advocate of second chances?
I am.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna ask you
am.
this: when are they worth it, and when should you walk away?
If you feel in danger, there's never room. There should never be room for a second chance. And the sense of danger that I felt that first date that night at that Walmart in the Walmart parking lot, like him pulling on my car door and whatnot, um, that was dangerous. That was a telltale sign that I figured, after he called and apologized, oh, okay, it wasn't that big a deal. You know what I mean? So in any sense of danger, um, there should never be room to say, yeah, I'd be willing to give you another shot.
That's walking away. When is it worth it?
Um, I if we're gonna refer to this date from hell, I would say if he was more forthcoming and honest about not being able to handle his alcohol. Ultimately, I think that's what a lot of it boiled down to.
I think so.
Aside from learning about his criminal history, if I hadn't known that information like I know it now, um,
Well, time out. Time out. Had he explained that to you before or on that first date? Would
explain
you
what.
his criminal background? Would you have ran or?
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yes!
you?
Yes, absolutely.
I think you said it was 9 to 10 years old. To be fair,
I mean, still though, they say that one of the they being, I guess, criminal professionals or what whomever say that one of the telltale signs that someone is likely to murder you are those who their form of domestic violence is by choking you. That's one of the
Right.
first major telltale signs is that this person has the potential to murder you. Now, no, I was not the one that he choked out during those times. That could have been 20 years ago. Doesn't mean he won't murder tomorrow,
That's true. I didn't
you
know he
know.
was
So,
church.
so yeah, yeah.
All right. I ask you, how do you balance keeping an open mind and protecting your peace and safety?
I mean, everybody comes with imperfections. I'm not perfect, right, by any means. Um, I mean, realize that everybody has a right to be themselves outside of what we think they are and who they should be. Everybody has a right to be themselves, and so go into any situation with the mindset that maybe this person isn't what I daydreamed about. For example, when you meet somebody on an app, like I was telling you when we took that walk, waiting on our table to become available at Gloria's, like, damn, he might be a solid dude. He might be this and might be that, and start daydreaming and trying to put, wedding plans together in your head. Like this may go somewhere. Just know that people will come as their authentic selves, and they have a right to be that way. But it's up to you to decide what suits you
Come on,
in regards
come
to
on,
anybody that you're dating.
come on. I receive that. If you can go back and give pre-date Bella one piece of advice before meeting him, what would it be?
Um, Probably after he made that complaint about the text now slash Google voice number, I definitely would have dead the issue following that instead of trying to continue the night. Night was still young, go hang out and trying to ignore what was said. Um, Walk away. Take anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, anything that may cross a boundary or cross a line or anything of the sort that you're not comfortable with, walk away.
Come on. I receive that as well. Yeah, hey, walk away. There's nothing soft about walking away. What What's your number one dating safety tip for people meeting someone on these apps?
Um, Never give out your real fucking number.
That's good.
Never. Never give out your real number. Um, Shit. I guess also never tell him your name. I mean, he was able to get away with that, so but I don't know about that one. Maybe a
Right.
nickname. I think a nickname.
What are we doing? Are we dating or are we fucking like what are we doing? Like I don't know.
But on jokes aside, definitely don't give out your number. It's far too easy nowadays to for somebody to take your number and just throw it into Google. Well, your actual number and throw it into Google or any other search engine and like it come up with
All
you or
kind of
whoever
shit.
had for you, anybody associated with you. So
Oh, I ask you this because you mentioned something that I was just I've been drinking a little bit interested in is when you said I don't know you and maybe if I had time I wanted to know how much time does it take Bella to get to know somebody, get to know someone, and just say, okay, this is the one. This is what I'm doing.
so I like that question a lot. For this reason, because remember when I said that there are some people who meet and they hit it off immediately and they're inseparable. They fall in love and the whole world knows that they are a solid union. Like there's no breaking that, there's no coming in between that, and that works out for some people. That's not with everybody. I don't have a timeline. It's based on my dating background. Yes, it has taken me some time, but like I said already, there's things that I have to consider. Um Kids, career,
It's true.
location. I mean, I don't do long distance, but if we're an hour away from each other, that's 30 minutes on my end, 30 minutes on his end. We still have to meet up. Different things like that. That goes into account, in my opinion. But I don't have a set timeline. And to be really honest, I think that if he weren't so pushy and so demanding and almost damn near forceful, there might have been a possibility that within a few weeks, I can't even say a few months, there may have been a chance that if the conversation had come up naturally, that I would have been more willing to consider an actual relationship with him. But that's just not the way it worked out.
Yeah, that dog, you fucked up. Okay, so a future hubby is listening right now. Go on, break it down, Bella. We can end it with this. What's the do's and don'ts? Let them know right now.
I mean, don't come on too strong. Let it happen naturally. Don't be so focused on asking me about being your woman, being your wife, and then moving in tomorrow. Let's talk it.
Not tomorrow, please. Let's make it the next month. He said,
I mean, that's fine too, just let some time pass, and to be honest, I'm like I said, I'm 35. I feel like I'm too old to be playing these 18, 20, 25-year-old kid games where it's cute and hee hee ha ha if somebody's being aggressive. Like too much aggression is gonna push me in opposite direction and say, yeah, I'm not doing this. Like I'm the type of woman that you have to be gentle with me. Naturally, I'm a crybaby. Ask my family, ask my friends. I feel like I have a gentle heart. I'm so sensitive. I cry. If I see a TikTok that's too emotional, baby, I'll be over here crying. Okay,
I respect.
so you gotta know how to handle a woman like me, because I can be very intense, but at the same time very caring, very nurturing. But like I said before, also I don't take relationships lightly, which is probably why I haven't been in very many of them. Um, I know that I am a solid woman and I know that I am a damn good woman, but I'm also not the kind of woman who's desperate for any man. So I will take my time and what feels good to me, I'll act on it. And if it doesn't feel good, then hey, you'll
Come
know.
on. You mentioned you're 35. You said your top is 40. So what we doing? What's
Hmm.
the youngest? What are we doing for the youngest?
Ooh, oh my God.
How young you taking them, Bella?
Oh my God. You know what? I haven't been asked that. The main question for a lot of women is like, well, how old will you go? So I haven't been asked how young. I'm 35. I'll say, I would say 30, maybe. That's about 5 years younger than me. But I would say pushing it, depending on experience in life, 28, 29.
Okay. Why did you go back to 28? As far back as 28.
Um, I think I thought about myself as far as like what level I felt like I really started to mature,
Come on.
even as a woman. And for me, that was closer to 28, 29, maybe 30, on certain things in life, outlooks and goals and aspirations and things like that. And I felt like a lot of the childish mindsets kind of started to disappear. And I started thinking more like, all right, this is not sustainable at 32,
That's true.
things like
That's
that.
true.
So, yeah.
Come on. Is this guy a millionaire? Does he have a potential to be a millionaire? Can he come with $2?
Well, no, he can't come with $2. Um,
I tried, fellas. I tried.
no, 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 no. You can't come with $2 because I know that in today's dating world, I can't come with $2. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
So it's not a matter of passing judgment. It's a matter of being equal. So um, he doesn't need to be a millionaire. Um, just I don't. I hate the topic of money because it's like money comes and it goes, right? And
It
and
do.
I don't want
It
anybody
do.
to feel like you have to be this top tier, world. what's that book called? Guinness World Record Book
Yeah,
of Hot.
yeah.
No, 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 no. I want a solid man with a good mindset, with good home training, who knows how to handle his alcohol, who knows how to handle his attitude.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
and I mean, when it comes to money, like meet me where I'm at, financially, or be, a little bit above me, because let's be honest, some men are very mean and insufferable when they're broke.
Okay. I'm like,
But
whoa, mean and insufferable. I think people in general, but hey, fellas, tighten up.
I used to think people in general, but at the same time, you may be right. I don't date women, so I can't really speak on how women
They're
are.
pretty mean. They're pretty mean and insufferable. Nah, I think we pretty much hit it. I don't know. Okay, yeah, background. That's what I want to know. So obviously, this guy cannot have a background. I gotta do this for the fellas. Like, what's going on, Bella? Can he have a seatbelt ticket? Can he have a speeding ticket?
I'm actually glad that you asked that too. You asked some really good questions. Okay. So as far as background, let's get serious. Um, Seatbelt ticket, that's fine. Traffic ticket, that's fine. Because I can't tell you the number of times I blew through a damn red light, and I have a little prayer I say in my head, like, please don't let them bill me for that. Okay, thank you, Jesus. All right. And keep going. But when it comes to domestic violence, as someone who has been through domestic violence myself and then witnessed it as a child in my household, not only as a child, but as a teenager as well. I guess teenagers are kids too. I don't play about that. There's just no coming back from knowing that if it's on record that you put your hands on a woman or a man, I don't give a damn who it is, because
Right,
domestic
right.
violence is not okay in general. But if it's on record that you've been caught doing it, imagine the number of times that person went and didn't get caught. That woman or that man didn't tell on that person. That woman or that man didn't speak up. So for it to be on paper, it must have been that bad. That's just something I do not play about. I am a mother raising two daughters. Um, I may not have gotten it right in terms of giving them the foundation of having a father in the home. Now, the dad is involved, but obviously we're not together. So I may not have gotten it right in that aspect, and we're cool, but I'll be damned if I put them in a position where they have to see me and watch me go through a man putting his hands on me, bruised, busted, bleeding, none of that. If I have to say fuck dating, fuck men until they're grown and they can go off and make their own story, fine. But if there is a chance that there is somebody who will come in and add
Why that
great.
extreme? I gotta ask you that. That's
Mhm,
pretty fucking extreme. Why,
mhm.
why would you have to wait until they're adults for you to enjoy yourself?
Well, it's okay. So I think that for some women, it's not that we're intentionally waiting for our children to be grown. There are some women who do, but for those of us who are still optimistic, it's not that we're intentionally waiting. We're vetting. We're looking for that right person, that solid person. And of course, during that time doesn't stop. So the kids are still getting older, time is still moving
But
forward.
I'm saying you basically saying I'm okay if it does take that long. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, if it takes that long, I'm not gonna bring any and everybody.
But come on, Bella. Damn.
Mhm.
The kids gonna have mates and people they like and during that time.
That's okay. And if they have questions, if my girls come to me and they have questions, like, oh, so I like this guy, but he's doing this and that, I'm more than happy to, hey, call up your dad, and that's his arena. You know what I mean? When it comes down to things like that and what they should expect. Of course, I can help them out in that area too, but I'm sure it would be great to hear it from the father figure. Um, but yeah, I mean,
No,
it's
that's
not,
true.
and
Now I was
yeah,
just saying that to say, come on, mama gotta have her fun too, though, Bella. You gotta have some kind of life. You can't do that. Not on pause, you know.
yeah, yeah. I'll say this. I'll say this. I know some great guys, even to this day, whom I am strictly only friends with, and I've been friends with for many many years, who have not met my kids, like ever. They've seen pictures. I've seen pictures of their kids, but I haven't met their kids. They haven't met mine. So I believe
Right.
if that's possible in a friendship with a male, then it's very possible to also date and not have them around my daughters until they have proven that they're worthy. And the last man that I was with who had somewhat proven he was worthy was back in 2020.
I think it's gonna take a whole nother episode to ask you how does one prove his worthiness.
I
So we probably
think
could
it
say,
will.
but I truly appreciate it. I appreciate you giving me this interview. Thank you so much. If I
Absolutely.
could you please let everybody know what other content you have on your page and everything you got going on.
Um, to be honest with you, when it comes to my page, I just it's all so random. I speak on random things. I just posted I think a 10-minute clip or something like that. My first solo trip to Cancun. I'll make little short snippets if somebody pisses me off, and I make a quick little snippet like, "Be careful who you open up to," and this and that. It's just little small truths that I think might be relevant that other people can maybe benefit from. But I mean, I have a decent following, so I think my content is somewhat worth it. And again, my page is from my profile is Bella Speak Truth, Bella underscore speak underscore truth. And yeah, I would love to interview with you again. I love the fact that you asked some really solid questions, but this is my first time ever being interviewed, so
And now,
this is
thank you,
pretty
because this is my first official interview. So thank you.
yeah. I think you
I
did a
think
great
we
job.
did
This
good.
is cool. I text my family chat and I was like, oh my god, somebody wants to know about my date from hell, y'all.
On Slack that. Yeah, I had to get the details on that. I'm like, yeah, this is crazy.
Really?
This is
But yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I look forward to working with you again, or collabing, whatever you may want to call it. And yeah, this actually turned out to be more fun than I thought. Hopefully, next time we can catch it on video.
We definitely
But
got a cam up next time, and let's do it. I truly appreciate it. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something.
what you missing? What you thinking?
Uh, we got your content out the way. We got no book or anything, right? You don't got anything else you wanted to promote.
I don't. Do I need to write a book?
You
I
probably
can write a
should.
book.
You probably should. Bella Truth. I'll send my invoice. Don't worry. Oh, no worries. No worries. Nah, thank you so much. We definitely got to collab again. We got to do something else. Cause I seen something else on your page that jumped out, but we'll talk about it. Thank you so much, Bella, and thank
Sure thing.
everybody
Sure
for
thing.
watching.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, and you have a good night.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.